Welcome to another episode of Trending Niches. Today, me and Professor Dr. Milo have found you some amazing trends to target on Amazon to help you increase your sales right now. Trend number one, which you should avoid, is girls will be girls. And at first glance, you might think this is fine, well, minus the inciting for violence right here against men. But this design, or the top selling designs, they look fine. The thing is, what happens when we click on this right here, open it up, there's sorry we couldn't find that page, which means it was removed. That's already a bad sign, but maybe it was just because one design copied the other right here. Well, the thing is, if you look at these listings more closely, let's open this one up, most of them actually say girl will be girls. They don't say girls will be girls. So they're missing out on S right here purposely. This is not the only listing that's done this, so it's not a coincidence. The reason is, if we type in girls will be, then we find a trademark for this. And obviously, if you don't use the correct spelling, then there is no trademarks. So this is why this niche is not safe. If we click on this, brings us to the USPTO, and in the goods and services, we've got t-shirts right here included. So definitely not allowed to use that phrase. The niche is not safe. This will probably get you rejections unless you're tricking the system like those people, but they get removed sooner or later as well. Trend number one, and probably the biggest trend right now on Amazon, is dad tax. This is something that's trending for Father's Day, and it's been done before in the past. So this is not a brand new niche or a brand new trend. However, the interesting thing is that the top sellers right here, they are brand new listings, and they're not just top sellers by a small margin. This one has a 4,000 BSR, which is absolutely crazy for a listing that was published 14 days ago. This is most likely running a lot of ads to it, so it's not like this was just organically pushed to the one of the best-selling shirts on Amazon. However, it shows that there's a ton of demand and people really liking this dad tax idea, and there's tons of different ways to create designs for this. For example, we've got one right here with a raccoon. That's a very good idea for a cross niche because raccoons are doing really well in almost every niche right now. I can see a bunch of them right here that are recently posted and getting sales. The top sellers, actually, interestingly, if we actually open them up on Amazon, they are double-sided print, which you don't see that too often, at least amongst like the best sellers on Amazon. And this definitely shows that people also love the idea of having like a small sort of chest print on the front and then a bigger graphic on the back. And this is a trend I've noticed as well, just, walking around outside, which I do occasionally do.
So this is outside. It's glorious.
The thing being that tons of people have small prints on the front, but large prints on the back. That seems to be something very, very, very popular. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's been done in the past, but I notice it more and more. It's definitely a fashion trend. And this bestseller proves it because it's literally number one new release in women's novelty t-shirts. I don't know why it's in women's novelty t-shirts, but I also noticed it only has one review so far. That shows you how fresh this is. BSR rank 3. This is the wrong BSR rank. It's the one from men's fashion. It's not the clothing one. If you're not sure how to display BSRs anymore on Amazon.com, I made a video about that a couple of days ago as well. But the previous BSR rank, the one that we're used to, is still displaying right here within Flying Research. And yeah, there is so much demand for this niche. Scrolling down, and we're only at 400k BSR now. Still, these listings getting multiple sales a day, and plenty of new badges right here to be found. I like this idea as well. This is almost cross-niching it with July the 4th, with this kind of American, like official badge style. Really, really cool. And we've got a couple of listings here that stand out because they're on a different color, so they have a good contrast between a lot of the black ones, which also helps. So yeah, definitely a high demand niche right here for Father's Day, or generally. These would probably work as evergreen listings as well. Trend number two is Let's Go Taco. This is a very recent one. You can see right here the bestseller right now, 50k BSR, published just 8 days ago, and pretty much all of these have new badges, so it is a brand new trend. It is related to Trump, so be careful with that, because if you missed it, the word Trump now causes rejections and designs to be removed. I also wouldn't use his image in my listings anymore, but just the phrase Let's Go Taco, that's fine as far as I'm aware. Shouldn't really be an issue. The political niches are always a little bit risky, especially if there is some controversy that can be seen within them. So I'll never say a political niche is 100% safe, but this one seems fine to me, as long as you don't use Trump in the listing, in the design, or yeah, any other way. So wow, this was interesting with the flamingo and the taco. Maybe you can use that design idea and mix it with the phrase that's trending, because there is some right here with chickens, right? So maybe it also works with the flamingo. Just a random thought right there. But anyway, that's it. Let's go taco, recent political trend, and there's tons of listings right here with a 100k BSR. Next up, we've got no kings in America. Again, it's a political trend, and there's tons of new listings popping up in this niche. It's not as new, like the bestseller is 100 days old right here, but as you can see, there's tons of new badges as well. This one's actually quite creative, I think, with the eagle kicking this, which is essentially a symbol for a king. So saying no kings, and then the eagle stands for America. So really cool idea there. Mostly though, we see a ton of American flags. We see some historical figures. There's also some pride flags mixed in right here, which probably helps that it is Pride Month at the moment. We've got the same style right here that we saw with the eagle, just with the cat. Statue of Liberty, then some floral designs, which that's definitely something that resonates a lot with people. So this is the thing, like if you see that there's a ton of designs that look similar with American flags, think of what other design styles are doing well right now in lots of niches. Like this right here is another example of a floral one. That sort of half graphic, half text layout is a really popular one, and it's working for this person, and their design definitely stands out right here. This is another example, a little bit more subtle with the flowers, but still it definitely stands out from the rest. And this has got a 200k BSR, even though it was only published 11 days ago, which is really, really good. So yeah, lots of demand in this niche right now, and probably carry on for a while as well, if I had to guess. June the 20th this year kicks off Shark Week, and that's why sharks are currently trending on Amazon merch, and they're going to do even well in a couple of weeks from now. Now, this is a popular niche anyway, an evergreen niche, but it will have kind of spikes throughout the year, Shark Week being one of them. One thing to note before we carry on is that Shark Week itself is actually trademarked. So here, just search for shark, that word is fine, but Shark Week is trademarked, and if you click into this, it shows t-shirts as well. So this is something you cannot use in your listing, nor in your design. However, that shouldn't stop you from making general shark designs, which will do well anyway. There is tons of examples for it here. We've got different types of sharks. This one is Halloween themed. I wouldn't recommend doing that now for Shark Week. Probably not going to do it as well. Then there is puns, of course, some funny sort of ironic shirts like this one. That's hilarious. We've got social media trends. We've got some more artsy designs right here of different sharks together in a collection. Then there is kids themed ones, which these ones I'd be careful with because they're reminiscent of that popular song Baby Shark. Then we've got this being mixed with the word bra, which is no surprise. That always works. Here we've got an example of a birthday design that is actually fine, not related to a baby shark, and this kind of stuff can always do well. Just the number of the age mixed with the topic at hand. Then we've got guess what week it is, which I think that's also a clever example of how to target Shark Week without mentioning Shark Week. I still would be a little bit worried putting the word week in my listing close to the word shark, because it looks kind of like you're trying to game the system. But this design itself, like unless this specific phrase is trademarked, shouldn't be a problem. So I think you get the gist. There's tons of variety, lots of different ways to target shark designs. It is definitely a competitive niche. So finding sub niches, finding cross niche ideas will help you out, or mixing it with popular design styles, popular phrases. But as you can see, there's tons of sales happening right here, and they will increase as well over the next 2 weeks. Another big trend right now on Amazon and probably most marketplaces at the moment is LGBTQ, because it is Pride Month during June. So you'll see tons of designs selling well. And whilst this is an established niche with lots of listings that have been around for a while, you will also see a ton of new designs popping up. We've got a new badge right here. This is only about 90 days old, and it's got a 29k BSR, which is just insane. Got another few Pride badges popping up right here, and there is so many different phrases that do well in this niche. The design style is fairly obvious. I mean, you see the rainbow colors. You can cross niche different popular evergreen niches with this topic very easily as well. And there's different sub niches as well. We've got more new badges popping up right here. This one's pretty good, to be honest, with the sausage dog. So yeah, huge demand in this niche. I've scrolled down for ages, and we're still in the 200k BSR range, which is designs selling multiple times a day. And there's so many different angles to approach this, so there's no excuse to try and enter it to get some extra sales throughout June. Moving on from that, another sub niche of Father's Day that's doing incredibly well is My Daughter, or phrases ending or starting with my daughter. The top seller has a 4,000 BSR. It's awesome like my daughter, which is definitely a popular phrase that's been around for a while, but that's not the only version of it. And there's also, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my daughter, published just 87 days ago. Got a 12,000 BSR, which is mind-blowing. Then we've got My Daughter and I Talk S About You. This one is really established, 2,000 days old. Wow, 20,000 BSR right there, but it only has 7 reviews. That's strange. There's another one of that You Can't Tell Me What to Do with the new badge popping up. One thing I definitely noticed right here is tons of them are very simple text-based stuff, which of course, like for a dad, that's what's going to appeal to them. But if you want to try and stand out, try also be a little bit creative. I mean, I wouldn't go like floral, that's probably less likely to sell, but you can definitely do a lot with color schemes, perhaps graphic as well. The American flag is another good example of how to approach it for patriotic dads. So whilst white text on a black shirt does definitely seem to do best, and you can obviously design that and upload it, it will be harder to stand out that way and compete with these listings that are already ranking really, really high. But definitely the My Daughters or daughter sub-niche for dads, doing very well right now for Father's Day. Now, looking at the archive section to kind of figure out what's going to sell in a few months from now, what I'm actually going to do moving forward is, rather than looking 2 months into the future, I'll just look 3 months into the future. That gives you even more time to prepare. So right now we're looking at the 7th of September from last year, and we're looking at the United States market t-shirts, and this is what was selling the most back then, which should give you some guidance if you want to prepare ahead of time. Some of the top sellers right here are Beetlejuice, which is a film, so you should ignore that one. The next thing I can see is Taylor Swift phrase right here, or shirt, also ignore that. But then it seems to be a bunch of baseball shirts, so baseball doing well during that time. We've got Happy Dot Day right here, appearing once and twice. So Dot Day, definitely popular niche in September this year. I checked, I think it was 15th of September it is for 2025. So yeah, you'll see a ton of sales happening there leading up to it. And then we've got political stuff. Obviously we had the election last year, so you'll always see those in between. Halloween shirts also selling. By the way, if this is the first time you've seen the archive tab, this is a flying research feature which shows you what was doing the best at any date in the past, throughout the past 5 years. And you see the historic rank right here at the top, meaning it had a 25,000 BSR on this day. Now this has a 500k BSR because it's not Halloween or nowhere near Halloween, so it's not doing as well. But back in September last year, it was doing extremely well already. What else can we see? I wear gold for childhood cancer awareness, so that seems to be an awareness topic for September. Here we've got another one, suicide prevention awareness on the right with these kind of purple and teal colors. In October, we wear pink was doing well, even in September, which is crazy. It shows how strong that niche is. Breast cancer awareness is probably one of the strongest awareness niches and themes and topics out there. And it shows because this listing was already selling with a 35k BSR early September, and it works very well, as you can see, cross niche with Halloween too, because it's a ghost with this pink color scheme, which is the one that people wear for breast cancer awareness. This is another Dot Day design, or a couple of them actually right here, mixed with sports. Really good idea. Mixing it with a Nintendo console, probably not a good idea if you want to keep your account. Some more Halloween designs popping up. This looks like another baseball design. Taylor Swift is mixed in here as well. Well, it doesn't say Taylor Swift, but this is only selling because of Taylor, so I wouldn't do it. We've got Viva Mexico. Maybe there is some Mexican pride close to September. Let's see. Yep, so the 16th of September 2025 is going to be, or is, the Independence Day. I mean, I'm guessing that's the Independence Day every year, but just to show you that mid-September, you have a ton of shirts selling for Mexican pride with the flags right here, people celebrating the Independence Day. So yeah, I think this should help give you a ton of ideas of what to design if you want to get more sales kind of late August, early September, and then throughout September as well, with some of these niches that even go further into October. So definitely a handy feature right here. Let me know if you like the idea of showing kind of 3 months ahead rather than 2. I think that's probably good for giving you enough time to prep for these niches in advance. If you enjoyed this video, comment sausage down below to let me know that you made it to the end. And if you need help creating your designs, then just check out this video next, where I show you the top 5 best AI art generators that you can use for free.